Hello and welcome to Pravus Gaming! You knew it had to happen sooner or later. Well, here it is. This is EVE Online. The only MMO that I had not played, and here it is. So, well, I'm still kind of taken aback by the sheer beauty of this game. It's really beautiful to look at. I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time knowing exactly what to say to describe this game. It's a pretty unique experience, honestly. It's a sandbox game, really. There's no way to describe it using conventional MMO terms. You know how most MMOs, like World of Warcraft, the Old Republic, Rift, they have kind of a linear story going on in the game, and it kind of takes you from zone to zone. You know, kill so many of this, deliver these letters, and blah blah blah. This does not limit you in that sense. There are definitely some areas that are more dangerous than others, and you don't want to jump into it, but it's not really limiting you. It's not forcing you down a specific path. The best way I can describe this game is it's almost like an alternate reality, where you are free to pursue whatever career you want to make your living and your way through this game. That could be fighting, that could be industry, that could be exploring, it could be whatever you want. And most MMOs try to give the illusion that this is what they're doing, but I have yet to see any that pulls it off anywhere near as well as EVE Online. Now, the ship that I'm rolling in right now, this is a destroyer. You start off with a basic frigate in the game, but you quickly move up. This destroyer is really meant for more combat, and that's where I'm heading right now to show you a little bit of combat in the game, which is kind of boring combat, honestly. At least it's not as flashy as the other stuff. It makes sense for this genre, so I will not criticize the combat in this game and say that it's just not, not engaging enough, but it definitely is a bit more strategic, a little bit slower paced. You'll understand it just a little bit. So what exactly is the setting of this game? What's the story? Well, there's not a lot of story in the game. I'm told there are some storylines, but I have yet to find them. I've only been playing for about 3 or 4 weeks. Oh, by the way, look at this map. Just want to show you. Look how many systems there are. You only saw me flying around in one. There are hundreds of different planets and systems you can jump around between. I mean, this galaxy is humongous. You know what I was saying about an open world sandbox? I mean, holy crap. The sheer scale of this game is unnerving in some ways. And you can see that, real quick, there's some red dots around here. These are low security areas. The yellow are kind of medium and such. What it basically means is the lower the security, the less likely the police will show up to stop other players from screwing you over. The more dangerous it is. Higher level areas, basically. Anyway, as I was saying, the story basically is colonists from Earth found a wormhole, traveled through it, established a series of colonies and sending resources to Earth and kind of, exploring the galaxy. And then the portal closed. And a bunch of colonies without support from the motherland kind of fell apart and died, but a select few survived, and after the course of hundreds of years, eventually regained space travel and established interstellar empires. They are the Amar, the Galente, the Caldari, and right now there's the Minmatar, which is basically a slave race to the Amar, but they rebelled, so they're another faction. 4 factions in the game, kind of 2 alliances, but that's basically the gist of it. Beyond that, there's really not much else to it. There's not a lot of story. Alright, now I'm getting into a combat area here. These little red dots, those are pirates. Hunting down these little guys and killing them, that's called ratting in the game. Not because pirating. That's what I kind of initially thought. No, it basically just says NPCs are rats, go kill them. That's the gist. So yeah, I'm just going to kill off some of these guys. You can see I'm targeting a couple of them. I'm going to fire off my weapons as soon as I'm in range, which is about now, I think? Yeah, let's go ahead and fire off some weapons. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, these are really weak. That's nothing. But I'm shooting energy weapons right now. Every faction in the game has a different primary weapon. Amar are energy. They have no ammo in the game, no ammunition at all. They just use crystals to focus their lasers. But the downside is they require a lot of battery power. And you can see in the very middle of my HUD, the little circles down at the bottom, there's a bunch of orange dots kind of forming a circle. I'm going to go ahead and loot these right now. That's my capacitor. It holds my energy, and I drain it a lot faster as an Amar ship. That's what I am, by the way. I'm an Amar. An Amar destroyer. It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. The detail in these ships is really well done. I love it. Okay, let's loot this. Other races have different primary things. Minmatar use missiles, for example, which doesn't use energy, but it does require ammunition. There's rail guns for, I believe, the Galente, and these kind of hybrid energy turrets for the Caldari. Or Caldari? Caldari? I don't know. I don't play one, so I'm just guessing at that part. All right, I'm just gonna kill some more people and chase these pirates down. So, let me describe what I would say is one of the most unique aspects of this game. Something I have really never encountered before in another MMO. And that is the skill system. The leveling up system, the progression in this game. It is very, very unique. Typically, these games like MMOs and other RPGs require a set amount of experience to level up, which unlocks a skill point, or a talent point, or a feat, or something, and that's how you progress, getting a continually stronger and better powers, right? Well, I'll show you what the skills look like in a little bit when I get a chance, but it doesn't work the same way. You have a number of skills kind of known to you, such as gunnery, or manufacturing, or something like that. And you basically just set your character to train that skill, and it's going to happen real time. So while you're logged off of the game, your character is continually training the skills, and there's no way to speed that up. Well, so I have some implants or something like that. I'm going to use this acceleration gate and move on to the next area. It's hard to describe this. So yeah, you're basically gaining skills. You're gaining XP in real time, and you want to make sure you've logged in at least once a day to make sure you update the queue, so you keep leveling up your skills continuously. Look at that big thing! Wow, gotta kill that too. But because you can't speed things up, the dedication required in this game is very different. In typical MMOs, if you want to level up really fast, well, best way to do it is to sit down and play for hours straight. Just level up really fast. Keep playing. You know, you get rewarded based on how much time you play in the game. This doesn't work that way. It doesn't really matter how long you play the game. You're going to level up at the same rate no matter what. And that's kind of sneaky, I think. It basically means that no matter what you do, because you level up at the same time, you're going to have to pay for months of this game. And it is a subscription-based, by the way. There is a 2-week free trial, but it is subscription-based. You're going to have to pay for several months of this game to get to the level you want to play at. You know, with the really big, awesome ships. That's kind of makes sense to have sort of these cybernetic leveling up all Matrix style, I know Kung Fu, but I don't know, it's sneaky. It's an interesting business model. And yeah, so you might ask, what really is, that was some missiles, by the way, hit me right there. What's the point then of the game? If you can only level up at the same rate no matter what, why not just log in for 5 minutes a day to update your queue, and that's it? In which case, why the heck am I paying $15 a month? That's a fair question. Really the best... Well, the only reason I can really think of to log in and play for hours at a time is not for XP or leveling up. It's for money. Honestly, that's it. It's to earn your living in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and show you skills real quick since I'm at a short point in between fights. Let's go ahead and show you just a little bit. Apparently my ship doesn't know where it's going, but anyway, yeah. That's my character, by the way, right there. that's my character. I had to make a female character because the male stuff was bugged at the time, but that's what it actually looks like. You actually go into the in-game character creator, and it's that detailed. It's really well done. You have pretty much no use of the character. You rarely ever leave your ship, but the portrait's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, real quick, while I have a second, let's look at skills. That's my skill points at the top. I've got 700,000. I can only hold 900,000 in this version of a clone. Oh! Oh, I'll come back to this in a second. I forgot something. So yeah, these are skills: propulsion jamming, survey. You know, and this survey, for example, takes 20 hours to train, real time. So I would just simply put this in the queue and wait 20 hours, real life, and eventually it would level up. And there's a lot of skills you can see here. These are some engineering stuff. There's gunnery and combat. I already got gunnery up to level 5. That took about 11 days. So, and I'm just scratching the surface, by the way. There's a lot more. There's a lot of skills that I haven't touched. So, you know, it gets progressively more complex as you play. Anyway, I just realized something I did forget that's kind of important story-wise for the game. In this game, you are something called a capsuleer. A capsuleer. And what that basically is you are a very... I guess you could... It's almost an elitist sort of thing, but not many people have this. You basically have a number of clones that are prepared for you. Through a number of cybernetics implanted in your body and your brain. You basically retain all information so that if you die, your consciousness gets rebooted in another clone. That's how they explain people coming back to life and respawning. And it's interesting. And from a capsuleer, you can pretty much you can control an entire ship by yourself. Heightened senses, heightened abilities, you know, and that's how you train. You're basically programming your brain and your other clones with your skills. So that's kind of important. It's just interesting. It's kind of a unique idea, but, you know, there you go. So, what was I saying before all this? Actually, let me go hunt down this personnel transport, because that has... I'm supposed to be capturing some militia people, I think, and the transport has it, and now it's undefended, so loot this up, and then we'll head over there and grab that. But anyway, as I was saying, stuff to do in the game, right? If you don't have any way to level up, what's the catch? What do you want to do? Well, really it's about making money. It's about making a living. It's just like it is in real life. It's about making a living. Because you want to have lots of money to buy the equipment that you're going to be obtaining as you level up. You know, I mean, ships are expensive. You know? You can't just expect to, like, level up and then, like, oh, here's a free battle cruiser. No, heavens no. You may want to start saving up like tens of or hundreds of millions of credits. Or ISK. ISK. I don't remember what it stands for, but that's the currency in the game. ISK. Alternatively, if you have friends you want to play with in a guild, or in this case it's a corporation, not guilds, corporations, that could be fun. I actually started playing this game because some of my SWOTR guildmates are into this game, and they kind of play once in a while. I'm not a part of their corporation right now. I haven't played long enough to really warrant that, but that's the goal eventually. Alright, boom. Let's go capture some people. And then after I'm done with this destroyer, I think I'll show you just a little bit more in the game. Just to give you an idea. So, if the goal is to make money, or to basically make a living, then what kind of options are there for a career in this game? Yeah, there's the militants. Let's get these guys. Boom. Alright, we can go home now. Go to Amar, the homeworld. There are several different options and ways to make your living, and it's very much up to you. Alright? Some people make up entirely new careers depending on what the market needs. It's very much a free market mentality. It's fascinating, honestly. Very fascinating. So, for example, right now, I'm being a soldier. Alright? I'm training up in military stuff. I'm getting good at fighting. Right now, I'm kind of hunting down pirates. I don't know if you noticed that when I clicked on the portrait of... Oh, look at that. Look at the warp effect. It's pretty cool on that planet. Look at the scale. It's huge. As I was killing off pirates, there's a bounty in the top right, so it would, like, one of them would reward me 3,000 ISK just for killing it. Let's head in this jump gate right here. So by killing a lot of those and doing the galaxy a service by killing NPC pirates, I'm earning bounty, basically. Which is pretty awesome. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Sorry about that. So that's one option. Yeah, go ahead, kill stuff. In fact, there's actually bounty hunting other players in this game. Some people break the law. I got a lot of money, by the way. I've been doing this for a while, but that's barely enough. Honestly, you need lots of money. You can hunt other players, for example, who break the law by killing people or stealing stuff. People put bounties on their heads. The cops basically chase after them and put bounties on their heads as well. If you kill them, hey, congratulations, you get some money. That is a totally legit way of making money in this game. Alternatively, if you're really good at fighting, hey, you could be a pirate. Hunt down players, break the law, hold them ransom. That's totally legit. Looks like somebody's being bad and shooting somebody right now, actually. That's interesting. There's other options as well. You want to mine? Okay, actually, I think I might show you mining in a little bit. Just show you what that looks like in the game. Let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Mining is fine. People need resources. There's manufacturing, where you basically get the resources and manufacture big stuff. And you start off small, yeah. You know, making ammunition and stuff, but eventually you'll make full-on battle cruisers if you want. There's a lot of money to be had in that. Let's go ahead and take one more quest, and then I'll do some mining and show you what that looks like. So yeah, there's very much an industrial side of this game. You can look at the scale of these ships, by the way, I'm passing. You know, those are much bigger than mine. Wow, that's a much bigger ship. Look at the scale of this. That's a player right there. Or I think it is. Maybe that's an NPC. But the planets are huge. The stations are huge. Look at all the players off in the background shooting stuff. They're far away. There's a lot of things going on out here. A lot. Man. But no, no doubt about it. All right, I'm actually gonna skip the mission. I'm just gonna head back to my main port and get a next ship. Anyway, I keep getting distracted. Man, I'm easily distracted. This game is so polished and so beautiful. It's easy to lose track of what you're doing. Yeah. So there's industry. You can explore and send off drones into the deep, far reaches of space and look for old ruins and forgotten shipwrecks and stuff like that, and get some tech and some resources there. Trading is totally legitimate in this game. There's a lot of jumping. I mean, as you saw, it was a huge galaxy. So what happens when someone wants to transport their goods from one station to another? You know what? There are actually contracts in the game where someone will basically make a formal legal agreement with somebody in-game to transport their goods and pay them a fee. That's legitimate. I actually have a ship that's an industrial ship that's meant for something like that. Totally okay. Yeah, so trading, fighting, manufacturing, those are exploring, those are pretty typical. But yeah, some people make their own stuff. Some people spend the entire game just fixing the market and buying low and selling high and transporting goods from one area to another and setting up a trade empire. That is totally okay. So yeah, basically this game is kind of what you make of it. I mean, that's really what it is. I would say the closest thing I can think of that's like this is RuneScape. And I hate to compare EVE Online to RuneScape, because this is definitely much bigger, much more polished, and not as kiddie. Look at all the resources I got. I've been mining for a while as well. You kind of play at your own pace and develop skills as you want and make your own way through the game. In RuneScape, you would mine for a while and then turn that into metals and smith it, and you're leveling up your skills, and that's more dedication oriented. Actually, I'm going to refine some stuff right now, and the station can go ahead and take some metal scraps I got and turn it into tritanium, whatever the heck that is. Well, it's a resource. It's useful. But it's the same way of you do quests on your own time, you do skills on your own time. It's very much like that in this sense, a very open world sandboxy. I'd say that RuneScape is a bit more quest oriented, but there you go. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to take a look at some ships real quick. So this is my destroyer. I'm actually going to leave this ship. Oh, real quick. This is the pod, the capsule that I was talking about, that your character pretty much lives inside. The little brown turd in space. This pretty much just implants itself into a ship, and from there you can control everything. And you actually have to be really careful, because if your ship gets destroyed, you launch this like an escape pod, but other players can kill it. And you will lose a lot of progress if you haven't backed up your clone or insured your ships. It's frowned upon, People don't like it when people do that, obviously, but you know what? If someone wants to be a griefer, totally legit. Totally okay in this game. There are really no rules beyond what people make of it. It's almost anarchy in some places. Wherever there's low security and there's not a lot of police, it's anarchy. Total anarchy. But yeah, so this is the little pod. Trying to think of what to say next. But okay, yeah, let's show up some of these ships. So this is my starting frigate. I call it the Gallant. I don't remember what the actual ship class is called. Yeah, but this is a starting frigate in the game. Not bad. It actually looks kind of cool. I like a lot of the detail. It doesn't have a lot of capabilities, just a couple of weapon slots. You know, nothing extraordinary. But that's a basic ship, and you can see the size difference as I upgrade to a destroyer. I mean, look how much bigger that is. And this is nothing. You can get ships that cover this entire area. Let me look at the ship in the background over there. That is so far away, it looks small, but that is like 3 or 4 times bigger than my destroyer. And you can get ships even bigger than that. So it's huge. This is an Explorer frigate right here. I call it the Magnum. Actually, I should show you real quick. Different ships have different traits and abilities. So in this case, you can increase the scan strength of probes and salvage cycle time. Basically, that helps you know that it's an exploring and salvaging ship. Some ships are better at combat, for example. So if I went to my Valhalla, the destroyer, I can show you that these are better for small NG turrets. It's definitely a fighting ship, and so forth, so forth. So that's how you know what ships are good for what. And you really want to make sure you get a good variety of ships for what you intend on doing. This is a mining ship. The Overdrive is what I call it. Bonus to mining yield. I think most ships actually can have a mining laser, but this is just better. Mining yield is much higher for gas and cloud harvesting, warp core strength, good stuff there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this ship out and show you just a little bit of what mining looks like in the game, just to show you something other than combat. Now, mining is about exactly as interesting as you think it will be. It's pretty boring, but it's a good... Actually, I need to find a asteroid belt real quick. It's a good, I don't know, I could say it's therapeutic in some ways. It's definitely a good way to get money in the game, because everyone needs resources. Everyone wants that stuff. And as boring as it is, you can make a pretty good amount of money. And also, since I'm setting this game in windowed mode right now, you could set your ship to mine and then just walk away and watch YouTube videos. Actually, that's generally what I do. I do that a lot. And just check back every once in a while and make sure no one's hitting on you. And by hitting on you, I mean actually hitting you, not flirting with you. That does not happen in the game very often. Much as I may wish it does, but yeah. Oh. I'm not the only one here. There's a Reaper by the looks of it. I don't know who that is. Yummy worm. Well, he might actually... this is high security. He'd be stupid to attack me, but he might. You never know. Alright, let's go ahead and orbit this asteroid and head in that direction. See if I can't grab some stuff. I don't remember what a Reaper does. It may be a threat, may not. I don't know. By the way, what I just did down the bottom right, that's activating some boosters, which increases my speed. Exactly what you'd think it does. You have only a certain amount of like special oh, he's targeting me. Alright. I'm getting out of here right now, just because I don't want to deal with this. I probably don't have to worry, but I guess I'm kind of a wuss in that way. But yeah, he just targeted me, so I automatically targeted him back. I'm going to go ahead and head back. I don't want to target him. I don't want him to think I'm threatening him. Looks like he's not targeting me anymore, but I'm going to leave anyway. Can I leave? No? Can I stop? Can I start warping? No, I'm alright. Once you commit to warping, you're done with that. You're going to warp. So, there you go. I'll just find something else that's empty, and that'll be fine. I'm kind of a wuss, I guess. I'm in high security. I probably didn't have to worry at all. I mean, if he was stupid enough to shoot at me, then the cops would just, like, warp out and beat the crap out of him. You know, Comscorp? Or Corsec, I'm sorry. Corsec. Core Security. That's the neutral police of the game. But, you know, I didn't feel like taking a risk, and you know what? That's another aspect of this game. Because there really are no rules, because you really could just do anything, there's a certain social complexity and dynamic. For example, him targeting me just now was threatening. Even though it's in a high security 1.0 area. Nothing really is going to attack me, but That's a threatening thing to do. He was probably just curious. He probably just wanted to look at my ship and say, "Ooh, look at that! It's another miner. What's he for?" You know, he was probably wondering if I was a threat. But because he targeted me, I had to be careful. So, there you go. That's just something to consider in a game like this. Alright, let's find ourselves a good a dense Veldspar. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. That should have a good amount. Oh, I lost it. There it is. So let's go ahead and head over to the dense Veldspar asteroid. I want to orbit it at 2,750 meters. Alright, activate engines or boosters, and let's get over there. And it's going to take a little while, but, you know, whatever. Excuse me. Been talking for too long. So, is this the kind of game that you should buy? It's really hard to say. Really hard to say. There's no buying a CD. I'll say that's nice. You don't have to pay like $60 up front. And there is a 2-week trial. Honestly, I think it's worth trying out and seeing if this interests you. Actually, let me take care of this asteroid real quick. Turn off the boosters. I've targeted it. Activate the lasers. There you go. And now I am mining dense Veldspar. I'm slowing my ship down a little bit, and I'm just going to orbit it, nice and lazy. Actually, let's launch some drones. Why not? Because I have mining drones available that'll mine stuff for me. Are they going over there automatically? I don't think they. No, they're not. Okay. No, they're just orbiting around me. Little guys, hang on. Set to lock target? No, mine. There it is at the bottom. Mine. Okay. So now they'll just go get some stuff like they are right now. They're going to zip on over there and they're going to mine an asteroid and get me stuff. There it is. Check that out. Yep. This is mining. Hi-ho, hi-ho. I'm floating around in space. Boring, 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 but it gets good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, free trial in the game. There are some things that are locked that they won't let you do, namely specific skills they won't let you use, like contracting, for example. They won't let you make contracts as a free trial player. But most of the stuff that I've shown you, you can totally do on your own. That's totally okay. You can go where you want, see what you want, do what you want. That's fine. But for a long-term gameplay, I don't know. This might interest you, it might not. It really depends entirely on you, the player, because it's so radically different. Some people are going to see a game like this, and they're going to see the realm of possibility, and they're going to be totally tickled by this idea. They're going to love this game. Others, they want a more structured story, and this cannot satisfy them. You know, to each his own. Now, real quick, one interesting thing to point out is the end game, or what you could consider the end game. It's not just buying bigger ships, alright? Here's something else that's unique is to really describe the end game of this game. You can buy your own monthly game time with in-game money. There's PLEX, it's complicated. Basically, if you can make a ton of money, I think it's like 650 million credits, you can trade that in for a PLEX, which is worth 1 month of game time. So ideally, at some point, you could get this game to be free forever because you are so good at making money and so skilled. You know, just a few months investment, and then it's a free-to-play game for you, basically. But do you want to get up to that point? I don't know. Hard to say. I'm not sure that even I'm really that interested in it. Don't get me wrong. This is a very interesting game. I'm enjoying myself because it's so interesting and so unique, but I don't know that I'm willing to put in that much time and effort and money into a new game. I'm not sure. So, yeah. I can only speak for myself. But as for you guys, I would say that it's definitely worth downloading the trial. There's really nothing else you have to worry about. You don't have to get, you have to get an account, but you don't have to pay for anything. Just 2 weeks free trial. The tutorial takes forever. Usually I do a video of just a tutorial. The tutorial of the game took me 2 days, alright? They will teach you a lot of stuff, and you gotta be dedicated to reading stuff. But you will learn. And you can see most of the stuff, so I would say that this game is definitely worth your attention. It's so different that it's noteworthy, if that makes sense. And if you want to be a true MMO enthusiast, I'd say you kind of have to try this game. But, that's just me. This is pretty much all I can say about the game, and there's not much more to be said, so I'm going to leave you at that. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Pravus, and I will see you guys with another MMO later.